Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.
You uncultured swine.
So, how about you, Vi? How's school? Nothing to report. You've hardly touched your food. I'm not hungry for meatloaf.
Story of two toys.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
Pixar is famous for blending childlike wonder with emotional storytelling, but hidden beneath that family-friendly surface are moments meant for the grown-ups in the room. Subtle jokes, cheeky puns, and blink-and-you'll-miss-it innuendos have been part of the studio's DNA since the beginning. Most of them are harmless winks that slip past children completely, but one of them, the so-called casting couch blooper from Toy Story 2, crossed a line that would eventually come back to haunt Disney. In 2019, after the rise of the hashtag after the MeToo movement, the company quietly erased it from all new releases, rewriting a small piece of movie history. This is the story of the joke Disney cut and the surprising trail of PG-13 humor that Pixar left behind.
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.
You uncultured swine. What are you looking at, you hockey puck?
Released in 1995, Toy Story wasn't just another animated film, it was a revolution. As Pixar's first full-length 3D animated movie, it changed the future of animation forever. Before Toy Story, animation meant hand-drawn characters on flat backgrounds. Pixar transformed that world by bringing toys to life with depth, lighting, and detail that made them feel almost real. But its greatest achievement wasn't just visual, it was storytelling. Pixar created a film that spoke to children and adults at the same time, mixing playful adventure with sharp, intelligent humor. One of the best examples of that layered humor comes from the now famous Picasso scene. Bo Peep flirts with Woody, playfully calling him her hero after his latest rescue. Mr. Potato Head, jealous and wanting attention, rips off his own plastic lips and sticks them on his backside. With a grin, he turns to Ham and says, "Hey Ham, look, I'm Picasso." The piggy bank stares, confused, and replies, "I don't get it." Without missing a beat, Potato Head snaps back, "You uncultured swine." The joke lasts only seconds, but it's a masterclass in double-layered comedy. Kids laugh because it's absurd, one toy rearranging his face parts into something silly. But adults recognize the deeper meaning, a visual kiss-my-butt gag wrapped inside a clever reference to Pablo Picasso, the legendary artist known for rearranging human anatomy in Cubist art. The wordplay between Picasso and uncultured swine adds another layer, turning what could have been simple slapstick into a witty cultural nod. This scene shows Pixar's unique storytelling philosophy. The film's writers Joss Whedon, Andrew Stanton, Joel Cohen, and Alex Sokolow understood that great family entertainment doesn't need to talk down to its audience. Their jokes worked on two levels, silly enough for kids, smart enough for parents. It was a formula that kept adults engaged and made repeat viewings genuinely fun for the whole family. Even beyond the humor, the scene reveals character depth. Mr. Potato Head's sarcasm isn't random, it reflects his insecurity and need for attention. His insult to Ham, "You uncultured swine," mirrors real-life adults who use intellect or taste as a shield for jealousy. That subtle reflection of human behavior, hidden in a children's movie, is what makes Toy Story timeless. The Picasso gag also helped shape a new kind of animated storytelling, one where comedy carried emotion and personality. Pixar would go on to perfect this blend in films like Finding Nemo and The Incredibles, but it all started here with a plastic toy making a high art joke. 3 decades later, the line still gets quoted and shared online because it captures everything Toy Story stood for: smart writing, creative risk-taking, and humor that respects the intelligence of every viewer. Beneath the laughter, it's a symbol of Pixar's genius, proof that even in a world of toys, the best jokes are the ones that make both kids giggle and adults grin in recognition.
No! Yes! Lightning McQueen here, and I use Rusty's medicated bumper ointment, new rear end formula. Nothing sues a rusty bumper like Rusty's. Wow!
Released in 2006, Cars marked Pixar's 4th feature film and their first major foray into a world where vehicles themselves were the characters. After the emotional storytelling of Finding Nemo and The Incredibles, Pixar shifted gears, literally creating an entire society of talking, thinking, and feeling cars. At first glance, Cars seems like a simple family adventure about racing and self-discovery. But like all Pixar films, it's layered with humor that plays differently for kids and adults. Beneath the shiny metal and racing decals lies a world of clever innuendos, cultural jokes, and grown-up winks that make rewatching it as an adult a whole new experience. One of the most memorable examples of Pixar's cheeky humor comes early in the movie, when Lightning McQueen meets his devoted fangirls, Mia and Tia. They pull up to him, squealing in excitement and introducing themselves as his biggest fans. Lightning basks in the attention until the two cars suddenly flash their headlights at him. To a child, it's just a funny display of enthusiasm, a literal flash of admiration. But to any adult, it's unmistakably a playful nod to flashing in the human sense, an act of exposure often used for shock or flirtation. Pixar cleverly reinterprets that behavior through car anatomy, turning what could be inappropriate into a blink-and-you'll-miss-it visual pun. This moment perfectly demonstrates Pixar's mastery of double entendre humor. Kids laugh because it's energetic and silly, while adults catch the mature undertone and smile at the cleverness. It's the same balancing act that made Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. so enduring, creating jokes that exist on two levels without ever crossing into crudeness. The scene shows how Pixar trusts its audience. Children don't need to get everything, and adults appreciate the intelligence of what's implied rather than said outright. Another sly piece of adult humor comes in the form of Lightning McQueen's main sponsor, Rust-Ease, a company that makes ointment for rusty car bodies. The film treats the product as a source of embarrassment for McQueen, who dreams of being sponsored by sleek, glamorous brands like Dinoco. But the humor goes a bit deeper for older viewers. The name Rust-Ease sounds suspiciously like Rusty's, but the product's slogan, medicated bumper ointment, is what seals the joke. In human terms, it's the car world equivalent of hemorrhoid cream, used for irritated rear ends. The pun fits perfectly for a film full of vehicles, turning a mundane product into a clever laugh line that adults will instantly recognize. Both gags, the flashing fangirls and the bumper ointment, capture what makes Pixar's storytelling so rich. The studio knows that real-world humor doesn't need to be loud or vulgar to land. It just needs to be smartly reframed for its fictional world. Cars takes the everyday quirks of human life, fandom, vanity, body care, and translates them into a car-based culture that feels both funny and believable. Through moments like these, Pixar proved once again that its films weren't just for children, but for families. The youngest viewers get a colorful, fast-paced story about racing and friendship, while adults enjoy a witty commentary on fame, ego, and even the absurdity of advertising. The jokes may fly by in seconds, but they stick because they're crafted with intelligence and restraint. Nearly 2 decades later, Cars still holds up as more than just a toy-selling blockbuster. Beneath its shiny hood, it's a reminder of Pixar's trademark ability to blend innocence with insight to make even a car's headlights and bumper cream into jokes that make everyone in the theater laugh, for entirely different reasons.
What's going on, Mac? Why are we stopping?
Well, we kind of hit a moth blizzard back there, you know? Got a grill full, can't even see. I gotta wash up.
You do realize we're going 0 miles an hour right now. All those cars we passed, they're getting ahead.
Don't worry, I'll be back in a minute. You can time me. Oh boy, I need a double shot of diesel espresso bad.
ChatGPT said, originally planned for Cars, 2006. The top-down truck stop scene is one of Pixar's boldest examples of adult humor cleverly hidden beneath a family-friendly surface. Though cut from the theatrical release, it appears in the DVD extras, showing Lightning McQueen and Mac passing a neon-lit roadside stop where convertible cars drop their tops and flash their headlights in excitement. To kids, it's just playful animation, bright lights, and silly cars. But adults instantly catch the innuendo. Top Down is a cheeky nod to topless bars along highways, with the neon sign and flirty atmosphere mimicking real-world roadside clubs. Pixar's genius lies in its restraint. The joke works as harmless fun for children and as sly wordplay for grown-ups. The visuals deepen the wink. The sign shows a car lowering its roof in a way that subtly resembles a striptease pose. Mac, ever responsible, drives on unimpressed, while Lightning glances curiously, echoing how audiences of different ages interpret the scene. Pixar ultimately cut it to maintain the movie's G rating, but its existence highlights the studio's creative daring. The scene proves how Pixar builds worlds that feel real, blending innocence with wit. It's a reminder that the studio's humor, smart, subtle, and layered, has always been crafted for both kids and adults to enjoy on different levels.
Mama, another gator got in the house.
Another gator? Give me that shovel. Come here.
Get him, Mama. Get that gator.
Care to do the honors, Mikey?
With pleasure.
That's right, Boo. You did it. You beat him. Come on. Okay, Boo, it's time to go home. Take care of yourself and be a good girl, okay? Oh, no! The power's out. Make her laugh again. Hi.
Released in 2001, Monsters, Inc. cemented Pixar's reputation for pairing heartfelt storytelling with clever humor that quietly winks at the adults in the room. Sully and Mike, stranded in the snowy Himalayas, meet the overly cheerful abominable snowman who proudly offers them his homemade yellow snow cones. With an innocent grin, he insists, "Don't worry, it's lemon." To kids, it's a funny and harmless moment of hospitality, but adults instantly recognize the sly twist behind the color choice. Pixar turns an old winter saying into a harmless, family-friendly pun, proving how smartly their writers could sneak humor past younger viewers. The scene stands out because it's light, quick, and perfectly balanced between innocence and mischief.
A longtime advocate of superhero rights is missing. Gazer beam.
Bob, it's time to engage! Do something! Don't just stand there! I need you to intervene!
You want me to intervene? Okay, I'm intervening. I'm intervening!
Sister Violet, let go of your brother!
This is on.
That's fine.
I mean, I can break through walls. I just can't.
That's
Released in 2004, The Incredibles marked Pixar's boldest step toward mature storytelling. It was the studio's first PG-rated film, a clear signal that it wasn't just making animated movies for kids anymore. Blending superhero action with midlife angst, marital tension, and the pressures of modern family life, the film managed to be both thrilling and deeply relatable. Beneath the explosions and supersuits, The Incredibles is about grown-up struggles, balancing ambition and responsibility, rediscovering purpose, and keeping love alive through everyday chaos. One of the movie's most iconic moments comes when Helen Parr, Elastigirl, confronts her husband Bob, Mr. Incredible, as he tries to rush out the door on yet another mission. Her frustration boils over, and she fires back with one of Pixar's sharpest one-liners. "Greater good? I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get." It's fast, fiery, and perfectly timed a line that lands differently depending on who's watching. For kids, it's just a funny moment between a mom and dad. But adults immediately catch the deeper meaning. The phrase "greater good" refers to Bob's self-justified hero work, his obsession with saving the world. Helen's comeback flips the idea, completely reminding him that family, not fame or adventure, is the real greater good. Beneath the laughter lies a jab about loyalty, attention, and emotional neglect, the kind of marital tension adults instantly recognize. Pixar uses humor here the same way it did in Toy Story or Finding Nemo, not to distract from real emotion, but to reveal it. The pacing of the exchange, the tone in Helen's voice, and Bob's startled reaction all feel like a genuine argument you might overhear between spouses juggling work and home life. It's authentic because it's rooted in truth. Many adults know what it's like to feel unseen or taken for granted while their partner gets lost chasing personal dreams. The brilliance of this joke lies in its double audience. Children hear sass. Adults hear sarcasm soaked in years of love, frustration, and partnership. Pixar achieves the rare feat of making a marriage argument sound hilarious without losing its emotional honesty. The humor is clean, but not simple. It works because it's grounded in reality, not caricature. This line also symbolizes The Incredibles' overall tone: fun, fast, but emotionally rich. While kids are dazzled by superhero fights, adults see reflections of their own lives, midlife burnout, nostalgia for youth, and the tension between duty and desire. Helen's witty retort cuts to the film's core message: real heroism isn't about glory or saving strangers. It's about showing up for the people who matter most. In that single moment of marital banter, Pixar delivered one of the smartest pieces of adult humor ever slipped into a family film. It's quick, relatable, and perfectly balanced between wit and warmth, a reminder that even in a movie about superheroes, the most powerful line can come from a wife reminding her husband what truly can. Turning Red, 2022, drew attention for being one of Pixar's boldest films yet, exploring female adolescence and cultural identity with humor that speaks to both kids and grown-ups. May panics in her red panda form after some commotion, and her mom rushes in handing her pads assuming it's a period issue. The moment is played for both laughs and cringe. Kids might just see mom overreacting and a chaotic transformation, but adults immediately catch the deeper moment about puberty confusion and parental fear. The whole gag is handled with tenderness, and Pixar leans into embarrassment to make it funny but never cruel. It's not just a throwaway joke, it's one of the few animated scenes that treats the girl stuff topic with humor and respect, making it stick with parents and teens alike.
We're Riley's emotions.
During dinner, Riley's parents notice she's upset, and Pixar gives viewers a peek inside each parent's mind. Dad's emotions are distracted, thinking about hockey instead of the conversation, while mom's emotions dreamily focus on a Brazilian helicopter pilot from her past. As her mind's memory screen shows him smiling, one of the emotions sighs, "He's looking at us." Do we have to remind him that we're married? It's a hilarious grown-up wink and innocent dinner scene for kids, but a clear nod to adult daydreams and relationship realism for parents. Pixar turns an ordinary family dinner into a split-second sitcom moment about marriage, nostalgia, and midlife fantasy, handled with warmth and humor. Released in 2015, The Good Dinosaur charmed audiences with heartfelt simplicity and slipped in a surprisingly cheeky moment of grown-up humor beneath its prehistoric innocence. Arlo and Spot stumble upon a patch of bright berries and start eating them, but seconds later, their eyes roll, they giggle uncontrollably, and the entire world tilts and swirls. They collapse into laughter, their heads start spinning, and reality warps as they see each other's faces stretch and swap. For kids, it's goofy and colorful chaos. For adults, it's clearly a parody of a drunk or high experience, cleverly disguised as a natural accident. Pixar makes it all family safe by keeping it visual, surreal, and brief, but every grown-up in the theater knew what kind of trip they were watching.
Sassy, I lost the dress.
Ay, ya lo sabía. I got a dress for you.
Miguel and Hector sneak backstage and meet the legendary artist Frida Kahlo, who passionately describes her upcoming performance. She gestures toward a giant puppet saying, "The papaya represents life, the cactus represents my mother," while animated dancers swirl around surreal props. To kids, it's just colorful and silly. To adults, it's an unmistakable wink at Frida's famously eccentric and sensual symbolism from her real-life art. Pixar turned her avant-garde style into a playful parody, part tribute, part satire, letting grown-ups appreciate the humor while kids enjoy the spectacle. It's one of those clever, multi-layered jokes that prove Pixar never writes only for children.
Where did you two come from?
In this scene, Bunny and Ducky brainstorm an over-the-top plan to get the antique shop key, and what starts as a simple idea turns into a full-blown revenge fantasy parody. The two stuffed animals imagine sneaking into the old lady's house at night, hovering over her sleeping face, and lunging at her in slow motion like horror movie villains. Kids see playful imagination, but adults instantly catch the absurdity of a toy-sized spoof of late-night thriller tropes in home invasion movies. The exaggerated breathing, dramatic lighting, and mock suspense soundtrack make it hilariously dark but totally family safe. Pixar takes a grown-up concept and turns it into pure comedic gold.
Planet.
Released in 2008, WALL-E is one of Pixar's most emotionally powerful films, a quiet fable about love and loneliness told almost entirely without words. On an abandoned Earth, the little trash-compacting robot spends his days collecting relics of humanity, but what he truly longs for is connection. In one of the film's most touching moments, Wall-E watches an old tape of Hello, Dolly, showing two people holding hands and kissing. He gazes at his own mechanical hands, tilts his head, and sighs softly. For kids, it's simply a cute scene of curiosity. For adults, it's deeply moving a portrait of yearning and tenderness in its purest form. Through this moment, Pixar captures profound human emotion without a single line of dialogue. Wall-E doesn't understand love, but he feels its absence. His fascination with that simple gesture reflects a universal truth, the need to be close to someone, to be seen and understood. The use of Hello, Dolly and its song, It Only Takes a Moment, turns holding hands into a powerful symbol of hope and affection. The scene's brilliance lies in its simplicity, innocent enough for children, yet heartbreakingly real for adults. In just a few gestures and a sigh, Wall-E becomes more human than the humans he was made to serve. Pixar turns a silent robot's longing into one of cinema's most beautiful expressions of love, proving that sometimes the smallest moments speak the loudest.